My first book of the year that I finished right here. That's how I'm starting off 2021. It has been chaotic. It is the ninth. It is only the ninth, and the world has gone crazy. And what am I reading? The Untethered Soul. That's right. I think it's perfect. I tell myself all the time that books come to me. I don't go to them. I always think I'm the one picking the book. The book comes to me right when I need it. And this I needed. For sure. This week has been insane. And if I hadn't been reading this, I would have gotten caught up in all the drama going down. Instead, I just dove into the book. There is so much to talk about. I got a page back in my notes. I took so many notes. This is not a book that you read once. My brother told me to read it. I had it sitting on my side table. One of you said, "Hey, I see the Untethered Soul on your table. Have you read it yet?" I said, "No, I haven't read it." She's like, "I would love to know what you thought about it. So let me know when you read it." I was like, okay. I was going to read it whenever I had a chance. But because she said that, I'm like, you know what? I got time. Let's just read it quick. And it wasn't quick. I reread chapters so many times. Never ever do that with a book. And I would get to the end of the chapter and then I'd go back to the beginning of the chapter. And I was like, whoa, I gotta reread that. I did not understand that enough. Like I said, this is a book you will reread and reread. It came out in 2013, November 1st. It is only 232 pages. It's not a long book. It took me 5 days to read. Isn't that crazy? That's insane. I am telling you, 13,000 reviews on Amazon. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. I think it's one or the other. You're either going to love it and think it is a book you're going to save forever, or you're going to read it and you're going to be like, I don't get it, and you're going to throw it out. That's how this book goes. That's why I say it called me. I needed it. I'm so happy I read it. So I wrote down a whole bunch of quotes, and I'm just going to go through these quotes to do a book review. I think that's the only way I can review this book. I've thought about it all last night and this morning, and I was like, you know what? Just read the quotes. I think they speak for themselves. Tell everybody to go read it. So that's what I'm going to do. Go read it, and now I'm going to give you the quotes I loved. I would reread a chapter. I tried to pick one from every chapter. That was my goal. I didn't always hit that goal because sometimes I pick way more than one. I'm not going to tell you what chapter these are in. You can go read it yourself. I'm just going to give you some quotes to make you think about it, see what you think, see if you think it's something you'd be interested in. Michael A. Singer. He founded the Temple of the Universe in 1975. It's a yoga and meditation place. After you read this book, you're like, oh yeah, of course he did. Of course he founded a yoga and meditation place. That makes so much sense. I'm just going to rattle these off. It's going to be a short review. Rattle off some of these quotes. Let me know what you think below. You're ready to grow when you finally realize that the I who is always talking inside will never be content. Isn't that the truth? The person inside your head is never content. No matter how good your day is going, you'll find that one thing. You'll think, oh my God, this has been the absolute perfect day. I got my stimulus check. I worked all day. It was productive. I did everything right. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, there was that one thing though. There was that one phone call that sucked. We do it all the time. I love that. What you'll find is that the only thing you really want from life is to feel enthusiasm, joy, and love. If you can feel that all the time, then who cares what happens outside? Isn't that the truth from this week? If we let the news dictate our emotions, if we get caught up in what's going out there about things that we have no control of, I don't know how you think about it, but I know that I have no control over what is happening outside of this right here, outside of my little space. Life is continuously changing, and if you're trying to control it, you'll never be able to fully live it. Instead of living life, you'll be afraid of it. Isn't that the truth of this year? In order to grow, you must give up the struggle to remain the same and learn to embrace change at all times. Our lives have completely changed this year. We are different people than we were last year at this time. Last year, I was getting ready to go to Florida at this time. Nothing was happening. Nothing. Like I was almost like this, like naive. I feel like I've aged so much. I feel like the person who was me last January, I want to like Tell her, oh my God, just brace yourself. You have no idea what this year holds for you. Do you feel that way? I feel like I aged this year. You must look inside yourself and determine that from now on, pain is not a problem. We always think pain is a problem, though. The only light we get is what we manage to create for ourselves. We can't look to other people to create our light. We just can't. It's not going to happen. It will set us up for failure. You are constantly trying to stay within your comfort zone. And didn't that get taken away from us? I was at the grocery store this morning. I'm wearing a mask. Last January, I wasn't wearing a mask. I had to get outside my comfort zone. It used to bother me so much. Now I don't know what it's going to feel like when they say you don't have to. I can't imagine that feeling at all. Do you want to be happy, or do you not want to be happy? Of course you're like, I want to be happy, right? Well, you know what? Sometimes we choose to not be happy. It's like comfortable sometimes, right? Sometimes not being happy becomes a very comfortable thing. If you are living every experience fully, then death doesn't take anything away from you. This whole year, if you were to say, what have I done since March? It's try to stay alive, exercise, go outside, take vitamins, eat well. At first we didn't. At first we ate nachos until I couldn't eat a nacho. We were eating pretzels and nachos and comfort food, gained 10 pounds, and then you wake up and you're like, wow, what if I survive the pandemic? Then I'm just going to be fat, and that's not going to be fun. And then I'm going to be really pissed off at myself for getting fat. You turn around and you're like, okay, I'm going to be healthy. And then they start telling us, oh, if you take vitamins, if you exercise, if you're outside, vitamin D, if you start doing all of these things, you might be able to survive it. You might survive the virus. And then you're like, oh, so I just have to live healthy and then I might survive it? And then we start doing that. The fear of missing out is what makes us afraid of death. Been awake more times in the middle of the night this year than I have ever. I was never a middle of the night person. Now I find myself like jolting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and saying like, oh my God, does my throat hurt? Do I have a headache? Do I have a fever? I don't know if I feel well. And then I lay awake for a half hour or so deciding whether I felt well or not. How stupid is that? It's ridiculous. And I'm not going to say I'm over it because I'm not sure I am. The reason I'm afraid of death is because I want to be here. So what have I done this whole year is tried, sometimes exhaustingly, tried to avoid death just to experience life. I'm glad I got this on video. I'm glad I read this book because I hope to look back next January and say, it's okay. It's all okay. You survived. Your family survived. I should be grateful. We're all healthy. It's time to just kind of relax and try to get through this month. I think if we make it through this month, this year, I think we're going to be okay. Anybody else think that way? What do you think? What have you been going through this month? Let me know. Please let me know I'm not the only person. Please don't make me feel crazy. That's all I want. Don't make me feel crazy. Go get this book. If anything I have said makes you interested, here it is. It's beautiful. I loved it. Look at how thin it is. You can read it in a weekend, and then you'll reread it and reread it and reread it. I hope to do this. Maybe I should just make it an every January thing. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you for watching. Until my next video.